Hi, welcome to Jigsaw Geek, and today I'm going to be talking about putting together this 1,000 piece Springbok puzzle. Down here it says over 57 years, oldest puzzle brand made in America. So this is Springbok. And this is a collage puzzle called Delightful Deco. And I'm going to have to say that I really enjoyed this image. Everything about this image in this puzzle was really cool and really fun to put together. Now, this is my first time to do a Springbok puzzle since I've started my channel, and I've probably put one together a long time ago in the past, but I just don't remember. So for all intents and purposes, this is my first Springbok puzzle, and I was delightfully surprised. When I first opened this box, I didn't realize that the puzzle pieces are going to be significantly larger than a regular puzzle. And number two, that the puzzle piece shapes were very strange, keeping the puzzle building experience fresh throughout the entire time. Like, you could not puzzle sort pieces in this puzzle because of the strange shapes. So when I started doing this puzzle, I put a corrugated piece of plastic on my green table because I felt that the white background would do better for being able to see the actual puzzle pieces. I'm going to talk more about the puzzle filming process at the end of this video. So as I started putting this puzzle together, I have a philosophy that I don't like looking at the box when I'm building a puzzle. So I wanted to put this puzzle together without looking at the box. Now, I know speed puzzlers need to look at the boxes, and I'm not knocking anybody who actually looks at the boxes. It's totally fine. It's just, for me, if it's a real puzzle, a real challenge, then you should do the puzzle without looking at the box. However, there's going to be a reason why I broke that idea midway through. From here going on, I'm going to try to do my puzzles without actually looking at the boxes. I just find that's more of a true puzzling experience. And since I'm not a speed puzzler and I don't care about times, this is a good philosophy for me. Now, when it comes to the puzzle pieces, it was really funny because I started by sorting. I didn't even sort by color. I just started putting all of them in my little trays. I would only sort the edges. The strange thing, because of the puzzle pieces, the way they were, there were so many false edges and pieces that I weren't sure were edges, so that I didn't find some of the edge pieces until the last quarter of building the puzzle. I still had one or two edge pieces that I hadn't found. And that's why I say that a Springbok puzzle really kind of keeps you going, because it's unexpected the way that the pieces fit together. Even before I finished the entire edge, I actually started working on a little section. There was this white building with very distinct dark edges, and those puzzle pieces just jumped out at me. So I actually did that while I was doing the edges. So about halfway through the puzzle and the video, you're going to see that the perspective shifts. Now, what happened was that I didn't realize that I was doing the puzzle in the wrong direction. I laid it out in front of me, and the bottom seemed really long, and it seemed like the actual longer edge, but it wasn't, because of the puzzle piece sizes. And so I finally figured out that the puzzle was much taller than I originally thought. So I had to take another corrugated sheet and slide it under the one on my table and extend the edges out. It was a little bit precarious. And then that meant that the top part of the puzzle had like a wave, and it was more difficult to put those pieces in because I wasn't dealing with a flat surface. So once I got that extra sheet in, I was able to extend the sides and put the whole edge together. Now, if I had been looking at the box, I would have known this from the beginning, and I would have avoided that. But it was another surprising element to making the puzzle, and I thought that was really cool, actually. So initially, what I did was I took all the pieces with writing and I put them all out, all over the puzzle, and I started putting them together. And that was working for the majority of it, but almost every little square had a lot of writing, and so I was left with all these pieces, and I decided, because the playing or the puzzling area was very muddy. I took all those pieces out and put them on the side. I was better able to move sections around and fit them where they went. Now, halfway through this puzzle, I realized that I needed this space because we were having this couch delivered, and I didn't want a puzzling table and a puzzle to be in the way. And so I decided I had to finish this puzzle, and I did a marathon run of like 4.5 hours to get the puzzle done. But at that point, I looked at the box because I needed to get it done as quickly as possible. And so my philosophy of not looking at the box lasted half of a puzzle. But I did get the puzzle done, but I did realize that this was another puzzle that had a piece missing. Now, again, I bought this puzzle in a lot from somebody, and this is, I think, the second puzzle or the third that is missing a piece, which is a shame, but I got these puzzles for so cheap, and I'm still going to put this puzzle into my portfolio because I think it's a gorgeous puzzle. Although I don't know if it's going to fit because this Springbok puzzle is actually larger than the typical 1,000 piece puzzle. So this puzzle is 24 by 30 or 61 centimeters by 76.2 centimeters, but 24 by 30. And I think the normal ones that I do are 22 by 27. Something like that. So I don't even know if this puzzle is actually going to fit into my puzzle portfolio, but if not, I'm just going to have to get a bigger one. So that was my experience putting together this Springbok puzzle. I absolutely loved doing this. Now, I've done a couple of collage puzzles in a row, and so it's time for me to move on to something else. I am going to be doing this puzzle next, because it was a gift from a friend, as I explained in my other video. But I want to talk about the experience of filming this. Now, what I've been doing is I've been filming on my iPhone, and the easiest way that I found to speed up the videos is to open the video in the Photos app and then click Edit and then turn on the screen recording, scrub my finger along, and that will speed up the video. And then, of course, I stop the recording. But I've been finding that every time I do that, it makes the video a little bit more slightly blurry. And of course, when I post a short, I want it to be as clear as possible. And so I'm gonna try another technique for my next video. I'm gonna actually try the time-lapse video function in the Photos app. If you've used that time lapse and you know more about it, or if there's any kind of advice you can give me, then please go ahead and leave that in the comments. So as always, I want to thank all of you for the support, and any comments that you can leave about anything that I've said or done in the video will be greatly appreciated. Thank you again.